Hi guys, it's Amy and you've found Amy Lives Crochet. Thank you so much for your time. I really do sincerely appreciate when you click on my videos. I've got a finished project that I didn't even know I was going to finish, and I don't think you did either. I showed you a couple of times this yarn, this Natural Marl by Loops and Threads. There is 69% polyester, 22% acrylic, and 9% wool. You can see it's kind of got a fuzziness to it, and surprisingly it frogs rather easily. At least it did with my single crochet stitches. Once in a while the fuzzies would get stuck together and you have to kind of yank them apart, but it's a medium 4-weight yarn and they suggest a 6.5 millimeter hook. So that's like chunky weight yarn hook. So when you hear that you're to use a 6.5 with 4 worsted weight yarn, you realize that it needs some like airiness or whatever. But what I finished was with a 5 millimeter hook, because that's what I wanted, tighter stitches. And this is all the yarn that I had left, so I did pretty good with guesstimating where I was. And if you remember it all, I started making this little backpack, this toddler backpack that I saw. And I started getting into it and I just kind of wasn't feeling it. It was not feeling right for me. And so I put it to the side and worked on other things and would come back to it when I felt the inspiration. Well, I ended up finishing it and I made a little crossbody bag out of it. And I just did, a little single crochet. I don't know how many rows I did. I just went until I thought it was long enough. And I made a flap for it, which I was really excited about. So that's kind of cool. I always single crochet around the border, so that kind of gives a nice little finished look to it. But what I also did was put on this button that Miss KK sent to me. So now this will forever be my KK bag. And I put it on and my husband goes, "Oh, that's cute." When does he ever comment cute on something that I've done? So, when I started making it, I wasn't sure what it was going to be for. And some of the other bags that I have are kind of bigger, that I might take to a Fiber Fest, or I don't carry a purse. I just put my phone in one pocket. I have a little flat little wallet for just my cards and my money in the other pocket, and my keys in my front pocket, and maybe chapstick in my other pocket. So for me to have something to carry around, like at a Fiber Fest, where I might just get like one skein of yarn this time around, I don't plan on buying a whole lot. And I always want the merchants to be able to save their bags if they can, that's not a cost I need to take from them, So yeah, there's my little KKB. Thank you so much for sending that to me. The rest of the buttons that she sent were mostly Christmassy. And I did try a couple of different ones. Like there's a sweet little bunny. There's a sweet little bunny head, but it's kind of pink, and so that wouldn't have gone with it. And then maybe like a gold star, and then some other just round ones. But I thought that was perfect, and I love it, love it, love it. So I'm glad I was finally finished with this yarn for a little bit. I can come back to it later. Nice little size. Just single crochets all the way up until I decided here's my sides for my strap. And whether you want to start here and just crochet up or crochet it separately and then sew it on, which is what I did. I made the strap separately, and then I just came in here and went like a row down and went into the spaces with a needle, so you can see my little stitches right here. But if you weren't looking for it, you would never see those. And it's good and secure on there. So totally love my little KK bag. I'm gonna love that forever. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to share with you was a yarn haul. I talked about it a little bit last week, in that, I promised I wasn't going to buy any more yarn. But then I had this yarn that I wanted to match some with. And again, if you don't know this yarn, then you probably never watched my channel before, because I talk about it all the time. But I needed more skeins. This is all vintage yarn. This is like from 2015 or something. And so it's not something that's just laying around in the store anymore. You have to find people putting it up on eBay. So I bought just the other day and showed you already this matching graphite tones. And how well they match. It's the same grays and blacks that are in here. We're not looking super gray and black because the way the sun shines through my curtains, but perfect match for the gray and the black that's in here already. See, it goes super well together. Making a cardigan, need more yardage. Okay, so in addition to that lot of 3, I got 3 of those. I bought another lot that was 3 skeins. And I called it cranberry in my last video. I think I was remembering incorrectly. And here again at this moment, I can't remember again what it's called. So let me get it open here. Maybe it's called raspberry. I think it's called raspberry. Oh, come on. It's good and secure. Ta-da! So, oh, it says premium sangria. That is not what the thing said. I know it did not say sangria, but that's okay. Maybe they were just describing the colorway. But look how gorgeous. I don't know if that's going to pick up right. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, it's a beautiful color. So, oh, it's sitting right here. So I thought maybe pockets. Ooh, that's kind of harsh. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. I was trying to go, you know, because these are kind of soft. Even that yellow that scares me a little, and I love it a little at the same time. That yellow, it's kind of harsh, but it's still kind of softer. I don't know if that's going to work. I was going to throw some stripes in here. I don't know if that's going to work. I'll have to consider that as we go. So I've got 3 of those. Okay. Well then, I did see some more that were random. Somebody was selling a whole bunch of skeins, single skeins. So, and there's a couple of partial skeins in here as well. So let me open this one up and share with you. I'll take out one at a time. Oh, well, I thought I was going to take them out one at a time, but they've got them all packaged together here. Ready? Okay, what do I have? You can't really tell. Okay, let's see if this is not a good one. This is not a matching. It could go. It's a lot lighter. I do have some yellow. What yellow do I have? These are the partials that I already have. And that's kind of the same. Yeah, that's kind of the same. But I don't know how much I have, if I can even do like a single row of something. And then this is way too light. Whoops. And got something on it. Way too light, but I think that one's the same as what I just got. Maize and maize, yeah. So this is nice for something else, but I don't know that it'll go in here. It's a little bit too light. All right, what next did I have? What next did I have? This was also a full skein. Will this go in with that? That might be okay. There's only one of it. It's called Passion Flower. That might be okay, because it's kind of that lighter color like that. And then, ooh, I got one of Raven. Yep, just black. Nothing exciting there. Obviously, black goes with something that has black in it. So that'll be fine. Let's get that over. And then there's this one. This one is called Elephant. So, yes, very definitely is the gray in there. That'll go fine. That's a full skein. So each of these full skeins is 185 yards. So I'm not sure where that puts me with the partial skeins. And then this partial skein is called Pigeon. It is a little more brown than I thought, but I think I can still get away with it. Let me come in close. See how it's not exactly like the gray at all? It'll be fine. I'll get a few. That one's kind of thick. I'll get a few out of that. And everything smells fine. And he had a lot of inventory, so I'm always concerned when there's a large inventory if they've got it out in a warehouse and it's getting stinky, you know. But okay, so I'm kind of on the road to getting some more skeins. I don't think I have enough yet. I did have a bunch of this Premier Just Yarn from the Dollar Tree that is now a $1.25 tree. And I thought that, you know, yarn-wise, it is right, size-wise and fiber-wise and twist-wise, but it's a little bit white. It's, you know, like the off-whites and stuff that are in here. It's not quite, well, maybe it won't be too bad. You know what? I might get away with that. I thought it was way whiter. You know, when you just hold it up like this, it looks like it's super white compared. But when I just held out a single strand, that might be okay because I got a bunch of these. I think I might be doing that. I think I might be doing that. Stay tuned. We'll see. I have to give that some thought. They just got here. I'm not, you know, under the gun for a timeline or anything. I don't have it like started to plan out yet because I needed to wait and see if the colors were going to match enough yet. And still, you know, I've got some other partials that will go with some of these that don't match up, but yeah, more big twist yarn. Okay. I also finished up my 2 rows at the same time blankets. I showed you this one a couple of weeks ago. It was 1 strand of worsted weight of the kind of fatter ones that I had, and I didn't have a border on it yet. So here was the border that I put on. Just a couple rows of single crochet, nothing fancy, but it does give the border, you know, the edging of the blanket a much nicer look. So I like that I finished that, and I'll put the measurements of it and take a better picture of it. But then this one is the one where I took my worsted weights, my 4 weights that are a little bit thinner, and I held 2 of them together for the same 2 rows of double crochet at the same time. And this one's I made it wider, so it's a little bit heavier because we got the 2 strands at the same time. But it gives you, you know, such a beautiful, one-of-a-kind, sort of every different color marled look. So you can see here, oh, it's heavy. Trying to show where you can see. It looks like 2 rows of double crochet at the same time. This looks like 1 row. I'm upside down. Let me show it to you. I always show you guys stuff upside down. So it looks like here, it looks like 1 row of double crochet and then a 2nd row of double crochet, but this is done all at the same time. So it's kind of like the height of trebles. Yeah, trebles, not double trebles, but trebles. But there's a line you grab through the center. So that made no sense if you didn't already know what I was talking about. But I do have a tutorial on the 2 double crochet rows at the same time. I have a tutorial for it. And with this one, I just held 2 strands together and I used a 6.5 millimeter hook, a 7 millimeter hook. I keep saying that. It's a 7 millimeter hook. And you can really use any yarn weight that you want and just use the right hook for it, you know. And there's so many challenges in making this one when you want to make it look random, when you want to make it look like no kind of 2 reds are together or anything like that. Like I spend a lot of time, a lot of people will just blindly grab into the bucket and grab the next yarn out, but I do spend time trying to make random looking things when I'm doing something like this. So imagine the double challenge when I had 2, when I was holding 2 together, I couldn't pick up 2 different colors again for a while. So it had me kind of digging into my stash and seeing what other kind of yarn I had that I wanted to use. You know, maybe it was only 1 skein of something, where it was a full skein. Previously, I was just using scraps, but to help mix it up a little bit, I would pull out some single skeins that I had to add to it. So I just love it. You can really make it all your own. You know, no 2 are ever the same unless you want to. So yeah, so that was a good one. And then even with the border, I held 2 together. And I made the whole border the same colors. I didn't allow the color change like I did in the blanket. So I just really love how that looks. I love a marled yarn when it can be marled, you know. So this was a lot of fun, making your own marl. All right, so what do we have? Tomorrow is when I normally record my videos, but we are going to be going, hubby's going with me to the, where's my calendar? To the Sheep and Fiber Fest in Glen Ellen, Missouri. I went last year and I went by myself, and I went on Friday because I like to avoid the crowds and stuff, but like a lot of vendors weren't even there yet. A lot of people weren't even there you know, first thing when they opened the doors kind of thing. I'm one of those guys. And they had some vendors that were coming in late or later or whatever. So I don't think I got like the full effect because I went on a Friday when it was kind of slower for a reason, you know. So hubby's going with me tomorrow, and we'll have a fun time because, you know, I've kind of already got my my yarn band broken because of the Big Twist premium yarns here, but we'll see how tomorrow goes. If I feel like getting something, then I will. It's my own personal yarn band. I can break it if I want to. And then next week on the 29th is when I'm going up to the bead place in Illinois. It's their birthday, it's my birthday month, and I've got a punch card for them. So if I get one more punch of spending a certain dollar amount, then I'll get some free product. So we'll see what comes of that. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you today. I hope everybody's doing well. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and I hope you'll come back and see me again. Thank you. Bye-bye.